Ashes filled the nostrils of the frantic men as they ran in terror at the ghastly abomination that slowly inched toward them with unwavering intensity, unmoved by their cries of mercy or pleadings. Horror filled their hearts as their undeniable condemnation inched forward.
Why won't you die?
He fired 3 more shots into the ghastly wraith. The monstrosity coldly pressed forward, undeterred from its mission to bring these fiends to justice. The wraith didn't say a word to the man as he gently touched his shoulder, disintegrating him into ash. A growl filled the room, familiar but distant. The wraith paid no attention as it continued its dark task of purging the world of the existence of these vile wretches, turning them all into ash with methodical precision until only one remained. The wraith approached him with the same cold, soulless, calculating eyes.
Please, please, I only did it for my family. They said they wouldn't hurt the girl, Mercy.
The wraith tilted his head curiously. This man was different, not like the others. The way he breathed, the way he talked, left an impression that it could not shake.
Why do I feel compassion for this man?
A splitting pain coursed through his head as a monstrous voice filled the room. The scene became grotesque as tendrils and bones began shooting out of Ashen's back, emanating cracking noises as rotting flesh protruded out of him while he grew bigger in size. His eyes turned blood red, filling with rage as his skin slowly turned into a disease-ridden pale and sickly yellow. As he became more and more muscular, the rotten smell of decay and death intensified with each new bulging of sinew. The man yelled with a blood-curdling scream as he witnessed the abomination coming to life from the internal war that raged within its soul. Ashen did all he could to fight the transformation, and for a split moment the man could have sworn he saw a human face appear, radiating compassion with eyes full of mercy. His face transformed back into the phantasmic wraith, and with a hoarse voice it shouted. The man fled as the beast finally emerged, encompassed fully by its unquenchable rage. It began destroying everything around it with superhuman strength, blindly and without care for whom or what it harmed, quite unlike the wraith. That is, until it came across a small little girl cowering in the corner. She stared at him, pure fear filling her eyes. The beast looked intently at her, a small, sickening growl of delight brewing out of the holes in its vocal cords. It relished and delighted in her suffering, savoring every moment of her fright as it slowly approached her, growling with hungry anticipation as it raised its hand to strike, until it saw what she was clinging to. The 2 locked eyes with the small teddy bear in her arms. A memory of a little boy, screaming in terror in a corner as a man filled with rage yelled at him, flashed through the beast's mind, causing it to clutch its head and scream in pain, tormented by the vision as it fell to its knees, slowly transforming back into the wraith Ashen.
I used to have a bear like that once. May I hold it, please?
It's not too late, Elijah. You still hear his voice.
Elijah, you're awake. I have some news about your altar, Ashen.
Elijah woke from the simulation, blinking hard as the brightness of the room stabbed through the haze in his eyes. For a moment he wasn't sure what was real. Would this really work? Could allowing Ashen to live out his desires actually bring healing? He shuddered at the thought and glanced around the studio. Paintings covered the walls, ones he didn't remember making. A girl crying beside a sickly, yellowish creature clutching a teddy bear, with Ashen standing between them, restraining the beast's claws. A man engulfed in ash, flames of ember swirling around him. A scale held by Ashen, weighing the sins of the world with a cold, unwavering stare. They were done in his hand, his brushstrokes, yet he had no memory of painting them.
Are you ready to see Ashen in action?
As ready as I'll ever be.
His gaze fell to his latest piece, a teddy bear in a field of ash and fire. The image had haunted him for weeks.
I assume we'll finally understand what that means.
It's better if I just show you.
Elijah could hardly process the images on the screen. Men turning to ash, Ashen's slow, deliberate stride, the beast, the girl, the bear.
Please.
It was all too much. He rubbed his eyes.
How deep does this go? Am I really a monster? How do I even begin to deal with this?
Elias watched him carefully, jotting notes as always.
I think we need to dive deeper into what makes you tick.
Elijah almost laughed at the doctor's cold precision. He didn't mind it. Emotions only got in the way. That's what he liked about Elias. Detached, methodical, unwavering.
I'd like to rerun the skin conductance tests.
Elijah's expression tightened. The doctor caught it.
I know this part is hard,
Elias said gently, placing a hand on his shoulder.
but this data could be the breakthrough we need.
Reluctantly, Elijah nodded. He hated the lab, the smell of ozone, the beeping machines, the cold electrodes against his skin. He felt less like a person and more like a test subject. Still, if there was even a chance this could work, he'd endure it. Elias began cycling through the visual stimuli accessed from Elijah's memory. Violent imagery, faces of abusers, news clippings of murderers. Elijah's pulse quickened, but something was different this time. The numbers on the monitor agreed.
Well, look at this. Your conductance has dropped 20%. You're calmer. How do you feel?
Elijah blinked. He really did feel quieter inside. The anger that once roared within him now murmured faintly.
They'll be brought to justice. Maybe there's hope after all.
Elias nodded, though uneasily. He couldn't stop thinking about the beast from the simulation and the way it looked at the girl. Taking a deep breath, he said,
"How were things with your father?"
The question struck like lightning. Elijah's shoulders hunched. His eyes fell to the floor. In his mind, his father's shouts echoed. Sharp, cruel, endless. Elias said nothing, just watched the conductance spike. After a long silence, he spoke softly.
I think it's time to let Ashen confront him.
Elijah looked up, confused. A symbolic representation. We can build it from your memory data. If Ashen faces the core trauma, the origin of the beast, the need for the protector may end. Elijah's breath grew shallow. His body trembled. Even the idea of striking at a memory of his father felt wrong.
I don't know if I can do that, Doctor.
Elias sighed and turned toward the wall of paintings.
I understand.
He tapped a screen and brought up the simulation logs. A list of names, each one a real person Ashen had marked for punishment. If we don't act soon, Elias said quietly, Ashen will. Elijah stared at the projection, the simulation of his father flickering on the screen. The monster behind his torment, the thing that had always lingered just beneath the surface. He regretted ever sitting in that chair, in that cold room with Elias. He despised the therapy, the simulation, everything about it. And yet, he exhaled slowly. Ashen had been stirring more often, taking control piece by piece. Elijah would lose hours, even days, waking in unfamiliar places, surrounded by stacks of books on the philosophy of religion, morality, and consciousness. He hadn't read them. He couldn't recall a single passage. But Ashen could. Ashen always could. If there is a God, he'll have to beg my forgiveness, he had written once. Perhaps he's not all-powerful, if he can only watch from heaven as the world burns. If I'm a demon for stopping evil, then let me be a saint to those I avenge.
It's time, Elijah.
Elias said calmly, finishing a final line of notes in his journal. His voice was steady, clinical, detached. Elijah said nothing. He walked toward the table and lay down, the metal cold against his back. Elias adjusted the neuroconnectome's halo around Elijah's head, murmuring to himself as lines of data flickered across the monitors.
Initiating father demon trial. Sedatives added to prevent motor response to stimuli. Elijah's eyes fluttered. The hum of the machine deepened. Within seconds, his breathing slowed, then steadied.
Ashen opened his eyes. He was standing in a dim, colorless field. The air shimmered faintly, heavy with static. In the distance stood a house old, sagging, its silhouette bending under invisible weight. He felt something pulling him toward it, not by force, but by gravity of memory. He couldn't resist. Each step up the porch felt colder than the last. The air thickened with rot and dust. Every creak of the floorboards echoed like a heartbeat beneath his feet. He reached for his blade. The hilt was warm, too warm, as if it remembered blood. Inside, the stench hit him. Mold, garbage, decay. The furniture lay in ruin, half swallowed by shadow. A flickering television glowed in the corner, casting jittering light across the walls.
Your sins have brought this
A preacher's
darkness
voice
upon
crackled
us.
through the static, half sermon, half haunting.
And if you do not forgive men their trespasses, your Father in heaven will not forgive yours.
Ashen's hand shot out. The television exploded under his fist, sparks and smoke filling the air. He stared into the broken glass, smirking faintly.
Ah, that's my boy. You've worn so many faces. Tell me, son, who has come to kill me today?
The house shook. The walls peeled away like wet paper. In an instant, the world shifted. The air ignited, flames bursting through the ceiling. The floor dissolved into blackened ash and bone. Ashen stumbled backward, shielding his face as fire swallowed the room. When the light faded, he was no longer in the house. Before him stood a throne of corpses and decay built from limbs and grief, and upon it the father demon, smiling like a god over a ruined kingdom. His eyes burned like coals in a furnace. His voice carried the weight of every unspoken accusation.
Welcome home. Good to see you, Elijah.
Ashen's eyes blazed with a rage he could no longer contain. The Wraith had always been able to analyze his anger, dissect it and cage it behind cold logic. But this time, standing before the abomination, something inside him broke loose. This creature radiated every injustice Ashen had ever witnessed or carried. Every child harmed, and every murderer who laughed without consequence. Every truth buried under a lie, and every wound no one ever answered for. His blade came down in a blazing arc, cleaving through the demon's shoulder. The wound sizzled, then sealed instantly. The father demon hissed, raising its hand to strike. Ashen rolled, cutting low, slicing the creature's chest. Fire licked the wound. The demon only smiled. Ashen pivoted, sweeping its leg, driving his burning sword through its torso. A perfect kill. But flames surged up the blade, turning it into ash. Ashen staggered.
Impossible.
The demon leaned close, breath like rotting heat.
You can't kill what created you, boy. Now, let's go back to where it all began.
The world twisted. The flaming wasteland dissolved into a dim bedroom hallway. Ashen blinked. A small boy huddled in the corner, terrified, shaking, helpless. Heavy footsteps echoed closer.
Elijah. Elijah.
Ashen stepped forward, sword drawn, ready to intercept the monster. The door slammed open and a normal man stepped in. Ashen froze.
How is this possible? You have the demon's voice, but
the man descended on the boy with fury, and Ashen felt every blow. Bones rattled in his ribs. Bruises bloomed on his skin. The child's pain tore through his body. He, the warrior, was helpless. A low growl rumbled beneath the floorboards. Each hit made it louder. Each scream sharpened it. Ashen held his head, vision spinning.
Ah! Enough!
He shouted, but the blows kept coming. The growl grew into a shriek. The boards cracked. Black tendrils slithered out like veins of living shadow. Ashen fought them, ripping, burning, tearing, but the father's cruelty fed them. The more the child suffered, the stronger the darkness became. The tendrils wrapped around Ashen's limbs, chest and throat, dragging him into a cocoon of writhing black. With a violent shatter, the cocoon burst. Rot filled the air, and the beast stepped out. A towering, trembling creature, fire in its chest, blood on its teeth, sorrow in its roar. The child vanished. The father froze in horror. The beast lunged. He slammed the father against the wall, claws digging deep. The floor splintered. The father screamed. The beast drew back his arm for the killing blow, and a figure of white gold light stepped between them. I'm here, Elijah. I'm here.
The beast's claws tore into the cross knight's armor, but the knight did not block the blow. He absorbed it, unflinching, without crying out in pain. The beast screamed with rage.
While we were still sinners,
the beast roared and struck again, harder. The knight bowed under the force, but did not fall.
Love your enemies.
The beast attacked in a frenzy. Claws, fists, fire. Each blow fueled by decades of swallowed agony. The cross knight remained silent, taking every hit. Then he shifted. The beast lunged with full fury. The knight caught his arm mid-strike. Effortless. The beast strained, muscles bulging, claws cracking the stone. But the knight stood unmoved. His visor glowed with a quiet power.
Perfect love casts out fear.
A burst of force erupted, sending the beast crashing into the corner, the same corner where the child once cowered. The beast panted, trembling, claws curled into the floor. The cross knight walked toward him, not in anger, but in calm certainty. The beast braced for violence, but the knight knelt, lower than the beast, lower than the fear, lower than the rage. He spoke softly.
Let me tell you a story you already know. There once was a little boy who lived in a quiet house where storms raged unseen. He tried to be small, tried to be silent, tried to disappear. But storms do not leave because a child whispers. And beneath the floorboards of that house, something listened. It fed on every hidden cry, every moment of helplessness, every unspoken scream. As the boy grew, he hid his fear to survive, and everything he hid fed the thing beneath the floorboards. One night the floorboards cracked, a claw emerged, a monster rose, not from hell, but from the boy's buried pain. The monster wanted one thing, to protect the boy at any cost. As the boy grew into a man, the monster grew with him. Every injustice fed it, every unresolved hurt strengthened it. And one day the monster finally broke through the floorboards. It faced the father. And the monster thought, he made me. I must destroy him. But the man, now grown, had a choice the boy never had. He could destroy the father and become the beast forever, or he could forgive and be free.
Behind them, The father dissolved into smoke.
Forgiveness does not excuse the wound. Forgiveness breaks its chains.
The beast trembled, skin cracking.
The monster does not die. It becomes the boy again.
His form cracked, light pouring through the wounds, and then, with a shudder, a cry, and a burst of light, the beast collapsed into a child. Elijah. The boy wrapped his arms around the Cross Knight's leg.
It is finished. Let me take us home.
The Cross Knight turned, looking directly at Elias through the invisible walls of the simulation. He gave a nod, one that transcended the simulation, signaling to Elias that he did not have the control he imagined, before they both disappeared. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18.